Welcome to this week's show of On the Sideline. It's your boy Michael here today, and with me in studio I have Jafar Gibbons. We're going to touch on Guyana's Nation League games against Bermuda and against Montserrat. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a lot of information passing up, also as they prepare for the Gold Cup preliminary stages this summer. So let's just step right into it. Jaff, how you doing, bro? How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks again.
On the sideline. Thanks to have you again. Let's start with Saturday's game against Bermuda with the Guyana national team. We've seen a new look Jags. We've seen one that is mixed now with some vets and majority of it being youngsters.
Yes.
What are your takes or views on that new look Golden Jaguars team?
First of all, I wouldn't say some vets. The commentator made mention of one starter in the game being above the age of 30, which shows a lot. Guyanese youths are capable of doing good things with football in terms of playing their trade, whether locally or abroad. I'm impressed by what I see. I love the new mixture of players within the side. Some faces I haven't seen in a pretty long time, but some I'm pleased to see coming into the side. I'm happy with the way they performed, especially against Bermuda, and then to me, they were more disciplined. But I was impressed specifically with the Bermuda game, because even though there were times where Bermuda kind of controlled the tempo of the game, Guyana looked predominantly in charge of that fixture, and it ultimately resulted in a victory. So I'm impressed.
It was a good game, indeed. I've seen the re-emergence of Elliot Barnes, which I think we've been missing for some time in the middle of that park.
Yes.
He's been balling out of his skin lately.
Yes.
I guess he's the vice captain of the team.
Yeah.
So no. He's probably the third captain, because Emery Welshman is actually the vice captain. So after, it's probably Barnes. But nevertheless, he's been balling out. We've seen also the quality that Nathan Mariah Welsh possesses in that team.
Yes.
But I must say congrats to Jeremy Garrett, who I think has really staked a claim. I can recall over a Facebook post some time ago, I think it was during the One Guyana Cup tournament, that I said Marcus Wilson over Jeremy Garrett.
Yeah.
And I was at the facility just a few days ago, and he was like, hey, what about Michael? He was the one who said Marcus over me. So it's good to see that, he's listening. Yeah. And also now his performance his performances are beginning to show that hey, Jeremy deserves to be mentioned above.
I mean, Jeremy has been special. Jeremy has been really good over these few stretches of games. Take nothing away from him. It's good when the media will have their say in terms of what they're seeing on the pitch and who they know can slide in and do better or do an equally more impressive job. So I wouldn't knock you too much for that. I think it's good that Jeremy was able and mature enough to take that, listen to that, and then prove to not only himself but others looking on that, look, I deserve to be here. And that isn't substantiated by the goal. Regardless of if he had scored or not, I think we can say Jeremy had a pretty decent game as a defender. You're not charged with scoring. That is a luxury not too many defenders possess. So kudos to him for scoring, especially at the international stage. He was impressive. To me, watching the game now, because I've been watching the national team for quite some time, almost every game, and I've really loved the maturation of Emery Welshman. I think is played now. I can remember a few years ago, persons weren't too pleased with him, but he was relatively young. I not too really want to focus on too many personalities. Lovell, to me, who many persons disputed should have been or should have not been the MVP for the year-end tournament. He didn't even look like he played locally regular. He looks like somebody we're bringing from overseas. He was impressive on the wing. He provided much needed luxury in terms of movement for guys like Omari Glasgow and the other guys up front to move freely without attracting too much people, because we still got to watch Leo as well. And to me, those guys were impressive. I think the coach had a very good plan for the Bermuda game. So shout out to Mr. Shabazz. I think he had a very good plan. I think the team that he carried to the Bermuda game, I think whatever they're working on in the background, it definitely is working, because to do what they did in Bermuda, which was control the game for such a long time in the game, it appears to me as though the team was fit. And I think too many times I've seen a national team where they're fit, but they're fit up to a particular time. And I didn't feel as though I was watching any part of the game where I'm saying, this guy look unfit to play more, or, you know, he doesn't look in shape. And I think Guyana hold their shape throughout the match. They pressed, they recovered the ball well, they dominated possession. To me, for more stretches of the game than Bermuda dominated possession for us. So I was definitely impressed by what I saw from Mr. Shabazz, and then I think the guys executed that plan well.
Perfect game. Also the lone debutant Jonathan Grant. Let's not take anything before maybe he's had a spectacular 2 games. The first game, I think he was up there to be most valuable player of the game candidate, along with with the captain Emery Richmond, who also did have a good game. He didn't manage to score Emery, but he managed to assist the opening goal to Liam Garden, which was good. But Jonathan emergence in that team has been something not short of spectacular. I haven't seen, to be very honest, ever since Neil Dance actually came to this national team, I haven't seen, or I could say that I've seen a player that, you know, came in, and from the first game in, it was like, you know what, I'm already seeing the impact he's making. I haven't seen this in a while for this for the Guyana national team. And kudos goes to the GFF also, which I'm going to talk about in a few moments. Kudos goes out to them to actually acquire a player of that quality.
Before you go on though, I would like to interject. Another good talent that I saw came into the national team that I was like, whoa, that was this guy Ariot.
Callum.
Yes, he was lights out. He was lights out.
Yeah.
So for me, I was impressed. I was like, damn.
Hopefully we see him back soon.
Yes. Hopefully we do get him back. But he was one of the guys I was watching, and I'm like, damn. I'm also a big Sam Cox fan.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes he look a little too aggressive, and then you don't expect a defender that high to be that aggressive. So I think I really like Sam Cox, because when you get up close and personal, you don't even know he plays straight abroad, because he's like totally engrossed in Guyana and Guyanese.
I like
culture,
his leadership quality definitely. It's really good.
But when you talk about watching at a player, Neil Dance for sure, but when you talk about, okay, you first time you actually see this guy, and you're like, damn, that I had that for Ariat. I was like, damn, that's a guy needs. And he was beautiful in the last Gold Cup we played as well. So take nothing away from what he's going through as well. And you know, but that aside, I think Guyana looked very, very, very well. Considering the group that they were in, I think the expectation was to bring second as well. But, you know, there's one thing to have expectations, and then 2 to live up to them. Because, you know, you could easily have lost the Montserrat first game. And Bermuda had some pretty decent chances in the
but
second
also
game.
the thing about it is that over a few games, you know, we've seen Guyana, you know, perform well. I've seen them perform well when I think they were playing this Tri-Nations series. I think it was with Trinidad and I can't remember I think it was Barbados. Some of them. But it was that specific game was against Trinidad when they played well. They actually played well in that game. And at that moment, I was like, you know what? I'm really optimistic about this team. I look at it as like, you know what? We could actually get a draw, which it's supposed to be a game that we could have probably won, but Trinidad score a goal to the dying minutes of that game that made it 2-2. So it's a team that got a lot of promise as they prepare for the Gold Cup preliminary. Let's just wait on to see, you know, what's next for them. But let's just dip right into the Montserrat game. We've seen the national team made 3 changes. Kader Daniel came in, Kelsey Benjamin came in, and Colin Nelson came in. Those were the 3 changes. Jeremy went out, Jaden Jones was out, and Nathan Mariah Welch was out. For those 3 guys to come into the team. What do you think about the performance?
Like I said, I think, and we watched the game together. I thought Guyana was very disciplined. Before I even continue, let me say a big shout out to the goalkeeper. This is 2 clean sheets.
2 clean sheets, 2 games.
And I think sometimes
he made a pivotal.
I think sometimes we get caught in enjoying the game so much that we forget you don't win, or you win and lose based on being scored upon.
Yeah.
And I think the 2 clean sheet was well. I was very scared at one point in time because Montserrat looked like they could have Montserrat looked like they could have scored. So big shout out to the goalkeeper, Kai McKenzie Lyle. I think he was good over the 2 legs. That aside, I think Jamal, Mr. Shabazz, or Jamal, I know he's going to be cool with me calling him any of us, sorry.
Yeah.
Mr. Shabazz, I think he was very disciplined. I think he explained to his lads, like, look, this is what we want from this result. And I think the guys delivered based on what he asked of them. And I think that would be just not to lose the game. You know, I don't think there were pressure on the guys necessarily to win the game. But I do believe that they played disciplined. They didn't get too caught up in going forward and forgetting to come back and defend, or they didn't get caught up in defending and act like they aren't a threat on offense as well. So I think those transitions between the offense and defense to offense was it was good. It wasn't lights out, but I think given the circumstances, and you want to qualify for the prelims, you want to bring second, you want to finish on a strong point as well, and I think he achieved that. And like I said, that took a lot of discipline from the youth. Because only one player started above the age of 30, like I said. You know, when you put that mixture of youth together and then you ask them to deliver a result without any pressure, and they deliver, I think kudos must go. And you know more than anybody, and probably the most hardest persons on the local players, as well as the coaches, and even on the federation as well. So it's good to see that those guys were able to listen and deliver based on what was taught.
It's time for us to actually get harsh, because realistically, I've looked at the game from a bunch of different perspectives. I've looked at it from, you know, the way they attack, and I believe that with the quality that we had, it shouldn't take us 38 minutes and 48 seconds for us to get our 4 shot on target. I think it's fair to say I'm not concerned with whatever Mr. Shaba's plan was. But realistically, the team, I think it should cater for, you know, the viewers that is at home looking at the game. As much as we already qualified, ain't really got nothing to lose at this point. I think we should have went out and played more attacking, which probably Montserrat didn't give you the chance to. And then we get to see Kelsey, you know, he got his first start in the team, and he wasn't exceptional. Omari, we get to see, you know, a glimpse of, you know, his brilliance. But what I've seen over these 2 games is that the role that Omari is playing is like a role that exceeds his age, which is wonderful to see, because his older play is wonderful. His knowledge on when to pass back home, when to pass over diagonal passes, and things of these natures are wonderful. You understand? So he is, you know, it's like he kind of resort, or probably his game as mature now, and it's not just about the goal scoring now for Omari. It's more about his older play, his link-up play with Emery Welshman, which is brilliant. I've seen in a Bermuda game. So we have to look at things like that. But Kelsey didn't. I would say he really gave his, or what's that, man? Like, he didn't really, you know, give you any form of justice or any reason to be in the start.
I'll tell you what. The mood and the psyche of players in a team that already qualified is different from a team who's fighting to qualify. So you're gonna have a certain layoff. I can tell you France played Tunisia in the World Cup after they qualified. Not just that they lost, but check when the first shot on target came. I'll also give you an example where Manchester United played an entire game, they didn't have a shot on target. I'm not making excuses for that. I think the circumstances of the game dictates how the game is going to play. I think once the game started and you see what you have and what you're working with and the players that you have, because let's be real, it's not the best guy in his squad, and if Guyana actually wanted to run Montserrat out of the park, I believe they could have. We saw when Emery Welshman came on, it didn't take him long, albeit in stoppage time, to get a pretty decent shot on goal. So my point is, I'm not making excuse for the first time we get in an attempt. I'm saying, okay, the game is playing out slow, nobody's willing to take a risk. You already qualify. Are you going to abruptly just decide to take a risk? Because guess what? It can very well go downhill from that. And then, like I said, you didn't start your best side. So you can't really force, and the team knows that. The team knows that. They know that isn't the best side. Might be the best suited side for that game, but it isn't the best side. And then the players know, like, okay, we have the luxury of playing, but, you know, coach gives us an instruction. Don't try to do too much because you're not willing to risk certain things. And this is not to beat Kelsey up or anything.
No,
I don't believe Kelsey was playing or we know him to play. Yeah. But obviously, like I said, the guys, to me, showed their discipline in achieving the result. To me, Guyana wanted a draw or a win. A win was, okay, if we get the win, we get a win. But a draw isn't bad. And then the side, like I said, the side get put out there, you know, you play to what you have, and trust me, based on what I've seen from Montserrat, I wouldn't want to take any risk with that particular side.
What is important, Jafar, is this point. I think this is what we're seeing all the time within Guyana Federation, within Guyana football. We're seeing that when locals doesn't get the opportunity, we begin to criticize the coaches. We begin to criticize the federations. Why? And then they blame the leagues and these things of this nature. But then when the locals them get the chance, remember, put in mind, Kelsey's not an out-and-out starter no more in the national team. Okay. Omari's there.
Correct. Okay? And he has been fantastic.
Exactly.
To say the
so
least.
now what I'm saying is that you have that chance to actually do something, to stake a claim. It doesn't get, to be honest, Kelsey is not guaranteed a spot in that Gold Cup prelims team right now, realistically, because Callum Marriott is back, playing now.
Okay.
Due to some circumstances which we know of, he's back now playing. Yeah. Okay, we have Stefan Duke McKenna, a guy who, you know what I mean, is of very good quality.
Correct.
And he's playing, you know, he was injured, now he's back and everything.
The dynamics.
So, it makes the squad more difficult now to pick. Now, it's not that Guyana couldn't create these chances. They had opportunities to create these chances. But then you see how then you get to see how important Nathan Mariah Welch is in the middle of that.
And I think, to be fair, there was an opportunity. Obviously, it didn't result in a shot or goal. But very early in the game, I think it was the 2nd minute or the 6th minute, where Kelsey, they did add a nice attacking play that didn't result in necessarily a shot because the defender was blocking and so that didn't play out how we wanted to play out. And of course, Kelsey could have been and should have been better. But like I said, the circumstances sometimes dictate our gameplay. And for fans like you, it's going to be hard. Because you tune in and you want to see Guyana win every game. And you want to see, at least if they don't win, Guyana play a certain type of football. So I do understand why you might be that. And I hope the guys don't take that as... I hope the guys don't take that as you being too harsh on them. You're the average Guyanese who will see scoreline 0-0 at the end and say, Guyana couldn't score on Montserrat, which is fair. But then if we're watching it from a truly analytical standpoint, which is most times how I would watch the game and try to analyze what's happening, and I see the game, it led me to believe that, okay, this group of guys are very disciplined because I know the personalities involved. And when I see the way they play, it showed me that, you know, they were disciplined. They stuck to the game plan. To me, I don't know the game plan, but based on what I see, it appears to me as though they listened, they executed, and they got the result that they pretty much wanted. I know it's every sportsman goal to win every game, but I think the draw wasn't far from goal achieved.
And lastly, before we come to end, we've seen Kid Daniel back. He's there were some moments with him, but as much I would say like a 6 out of 10 rated performance to me. But you know, as I was saying, I'm gonna reiterate it again. We had chances, but we just didn't have the final pass. We didn't have a player at the top there that could have finished it. We've seen when Emery came out late off in the game. He probably had the chance to actually win the game for Guyana, but his shot went wide. So again, it was 2 good games. We could look at it from a bunch of different views.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good.
2 clean sheets is remarkable. And I think Kid Daniel will have to look himself in the mirror. I wasn't too impressed with the performance. Not like it was a bad performance. Like I said, the circumstances of the game particularly dictated how Guyana played the game. So maybe he didn't get to be his best self in that situation. But I think when I watched him, I was like, we need him to be better. We know him to be better. We know he can be better.
Yeah.
So when I watch the game, and like I said, to me, all of the guys, like I'm like the last person to even say, most times I'm pleased by what I see from Guyana. You know, more than anything, I'm being very critical of what I've seen from the federation. But if we are to judge them over the last 2 games, we have to say a job well done. At least we achieved what we wanted to. I didn't believe for a second that we was gonna beat 80.
No way, bro.
And we didn't. Maybe the margin of error. I saw the first game at Lenora. I didn't really like how that game went. I think we could have done better there, considering what we did previously. But all in all, the last 2 games of Guyana League C group matches were very, very good. I'm optimistic about the prelims.
League C?
Yeah.
League B, but I kind of think League B.
No, the group stage match was in Group C.
Group C, but it's a League C.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So, group, you don't do that.
when the prelims start, I definitely do believe more quality will be injected into the side.
Yeah.
Some of the players that we see in this round of games will probably not be featured in the next round, like you mentioned.
Trey Medford.
But it's going to be something to look forward to. I'm intrigued, and I'm looking forward to seeing Guyana in the Gold Cup this time through qualification, obviously. I would love. They qualified before. I would love to see Guyana beat teams to end up in the Gold Cup. I know the last time we went there was off of the back of Barbados disqualification. I know there are some persons who might think, oh, we didn't get to the Gold Cup by natural ability.
Well, we made it.
But we made it there. We played some impressive football there. So it's going to be something exciting for Guyanese to look forward to. And like I said, kudos to the Federation. I'm not going to say anything bad about them for the next, until we reach the next stage, because I think they handle the situation as best as they can.
I'm just gonna say to the Federation, we need football here locally.
Yeah,
because more
sure.
local players could actually make, their way into that prelims squad. So we just need football. But for now, I ain't saying nothing bad.
I can't knock them.
Definitely.
We played in the international break.
Yeah.
We won in the international break. We beat 2 very decent teams. And I'm not going to say anything for them. Guyana playing in the international window is good.
It's good.
That's something that I look forward to. I don't only want to watch Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi and all that. I want to watch my team sing the national anthem on TV. So, that was impressive. And I must say, Guyana should stand behind the Federation at least until the prelims, and we make it to the Gold Cup, and then we come back and then we obviously go to the Gold Cup. We're not going to bash them this year because we're going to the Gold Cup. We are going to the Gold Cup.
Definitely. Thank you guys for tuning in with us this week on the Sideline. For this week's On the Sideline show. It's been wonderful. But we have more content for you guys later in the week, and we're stretching as far as next week as we prepare for the Champions League, restarting the Premier League title race between Manchester City and Arsenal, La Liga between Barca and Real Madrid, and other leagues and different sports disciplines.
Don't forget their Classicer is on this weekend, Saturday midday. It's going to be a nice match.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys. Big shout out to my technical operator, Mr. Shamal Khan, who has been doing a fantastic job. Until next time.